For the first half of the season, McLaren was seen as a kind of laughingstock due to how poor they were, as they had everything to be a top team. They have a fantastic driver lineup with two youngsters in Lando Norris and now Oscar Piastri. They have a lot of great people in the team and they have a very good factory in the MTC. But they could just not build the car that they wanted. And we heard rumours that they would be poor as the season started, but with upgrades, they would climb up the order. Before Austria, they would struggle to make Q3 at times and never really saw in the points consistently. At the Australian Grand Prix, we saw the start of something special at McLaren, with Lando Norris taking home a P4, which was an excellent result when you compare it to anything before the race. However, we are not sure that we would see such big improvements in Silverstone and also Hungary, but for sure did, and we will get onto that later on in the video. Today, we will be talking about how they made this comeback and how they look so powerful. Then we'll be looking at the possibility of where they can finish in the championship. And to end off the video, we were talking about the driver pairing in Norris and Piastri and how good they are. Let's get straight into the action, shall we? McLaren has been the mid-season surprise of the season and has shown to the rest of the teams that anything is possible to do pretty much. In Austria, Lando was given the first upgrade package and they took home a solid P4. But the expectations were there for Silverstone, which suited them much more, and Piastri would get the upgrades too, whilst Lando had even more upgrades for his McLaren. We all know the story of Silverstone for the team, but if you do not, they qualified in P2 and in P3, and would go on to finish the race in P2 and P4, with Piastri being very unlucky and not taking home a double podium due to an untimely safety car. They looked very powerful, but with the next race being Hungary and it being a completely different track, it would be a major test to see if they are really as quick as they seem. Sure enough, they would lock out the second row in P3 and P4, and in the race was another good result, with Lando taking home his first back-to-back in P2 and Piastri finishing in a solid P5 after having damage and struggling with his tyres. The team have shown that they have built a car that will be very good for the rest of the season, as they were good at two opposite tracks, and it is a good sign for all the team. The team look like they are in for a very good time after the summer break, as long as they can keep up with the rest and try and even get closer to Red Bull, as they aim to try and win a race this season, which will be an incredible feat. Overall, McLaren looks very powerful and quick at the moment as we head in the summer break, with them probably being the second quickest team, as they are the ones who have challenged Red Bull the most. Do you think that the team in Papaya will be able to win a race this season, or can Red Bull win every single one? Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Our next topic of the video is about how McLaren could catch up with some of the big teams as the season goes on. Red Bull is out of the picture, of course, but it could be a possibility that they get closer to Ferrari, Mercedes and Aston Martin if they carry on with this form for the rest of the season. In both Silverstone and Hungary, Ferrari has scored 13 points, Aston Martin scored just 9 points, whilst McLaren scored a whopping 58 points compared to the rest. If they continue getting these numbers every race, they will easily catch up and go ahead of Aston Martin and Ferrari if things stay as they are. Mercedes may be out of the picture due to them picking up podiums here and there, and both drivers always get a lot of points. It will be a massive achievement to beat Ferrari and Aston Martin, considering where McLaren was before the upgrades came in. It will be a statement to halfway through the season make pretty much a new car and beat teams who were miles ahead of them. The morale of the team at the start of the season was very low, with the drivers very annoyed, and many thought that the team would lose Lando Norris, as he wants to win races and championships. Now, flip it to the present day, Norris looks like he is confident in the team to give him that car, which will win him championships, and he will maybe sign a new long-term contract. Who knows? McLaren can finish P3 in the championship if they get podiums in almost every race going forward, as they have two drivers who are close to each other, unlike what they have had in the past. Getting P3 in the standings will give them a lot of cash too, that they can invest into the factory, and we all know that they have their wind tunnel to be finished very soon, which will make them even more unstoppable team. It should not really be surprising to see McLaren up there again. They have the history, the drivers and the factory to be successful. They just need to put them all together and be back fighting for championships as they did not so long ago. What position do you think McLaren will finish in the Constructors' Championship this season? Can they even beat the force that is Mercedes? Leave a comment below and do let us know on your thoughts on the matter. Our third and final topic of this video on McLaren is regarding their driver lineup and how good it is when you compare it to the rest of the grid. Looking at McLaren, they have two drivers who still have a lot of potential in Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, who are even performing at a high level already. The thing that makes them one of the best driver lineups is that they are so close together whilst being quick, which makes them a duo that is so powerful that can pick up huge amounts of points when they have a quick car like they do right now. Look at Aston Martin. They could be clear in P2 if they had two drivers who were so close together, but Stroll was just miles behind Alonso for most of the season. In 2022, McLaren had an issue with Daniel Ricciardo not performing anywhere near Norris, and Piastri was brought in to solve that issue, and he seems to be doing that as a rookie. Even though Lando is beating him pretty easily in qualifying and the race, he is closer than Daniel ever was, whilst this is just his first year in Formula 1. Lando is a top driver, and to pair him up with an exciting rookie, it is a partnership that is clearly working, as we have seen once they have been given a competitive car. Lando did something in both Silverstone and Hungary by getting his first back-to-back podium, and it can continue at Spa as the team believe that the track will suit their car even more. There are probably only two teams who have a better lineup in Mercedes and Red Bull, and if McLaren is given a championship winning car, which is possible, it would be interesting where they will fare up against the best of the best. For the rest of the season, it'll be very interesting to see if Piastri can bridge that gap to Lando or get even closer, which will be expected as his years goes on in McLaren. Overall, having gone through all the points in this video, McLaren looks like the rest of the season will be very good for them, but they have to be able to build on this season if they want to be able to win the championship in the years following. When do you think that McLaren will be able to win the championship by if they continue improving year on year? Will it be Norris in the team or Piastri? Drop a comment below and do let us know what you think. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one.